DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
All right. I would like the sound of that microphone too if I had one like that, because then I would not have mic envy. I would not have any mic envy whatsoever. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's show.
Are we live?
We are.
Oh my gosh. Well, hold on. I need to take a call. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Caller 1 on line 7. No, caller 7 on line 1.
Yeah, first time caller.
First time caller, long time listener. Angry the whole time. That's great. Good evening and welcome to tonight's show out on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else you might be following us. And I'm just saying that because, you never know when somebody picks it up and then puts it into this weird place on this weird planet, and then we're like reaching interstellar stuff. Sorry.
That's it. That's all. That's what you got. That's your introduction.
And then I went, and then I
of this entire network.
I went back and flashed back to my Star Wars
thing than anybody else.
I was thinking about Star Wars. I was having a flashback, a Sith planet flashback.
A Sith planet?
A Sith planet.
Why
Why
have you chosen Sith?
Have you watched the movie?
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Probably didn't make sense to people who don't read books, but
don't read books.
There was this.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's a way of life for so many people.
Oh my gosh. Okay, is Ben going to get on the show?
No, Ben's not going to get on the show.
Hold on. I'm going to take this call. You keep talking.
Okay, great. So tonight, Superfly was going to be on with us this evening. We were going to be talking about the upcoming show and with Superfly's session he's going to be doing. He's actually going to be doing a session on Tuesday, and he's going to be talking about Serato. And he's going to be showing you some of the new tricks because there's a new Serato coming out. He's going to be showing you about the new things in Serato. He's going to be showing you how to do some mixing, some managing of the music libraries and such. Unfortunately, there's this flu bug in Minnesota.
Yeah, and if anybody's going to get it, it's going to be a super.
It's going to be a super fly guy. Yeah.
He flits around to other people with the flu.
Day is on vacation. Well, thanks for joining us tonight on your vacation evening. So, since Superfly can't make it, Bill and I decided to see who could
bore you quicker
on the show. Who could be
how many people? How quickly we can get people to leave? And we have there's a pool going. How many people will watch?
And with that, what the heck? Let's just come on tonight and let's talk about the upcoming show. Yeah. For those of you who do not know, we're going to be in Las Vegas in February.
Yes.
Probably doing it.
Who doesn't know? Raise your hand if you don't know.
Oh, well, wait, what is it?
The DJNTV show, which you haven't done a DJNTV show in a long time, and your shows are legendary. And if you haven't been to one, you got to go. Best part about this one, first of all, it's in Las Vegas. Second of all, it's going to be at the South Point Hotel. If you haven't been at the South Point, awesome. And he's doing it in conjunction with Photo Booth Expo. And it's very popular, attended show as well. And if you have a photo booth or if you've ever thought about doing the photo booth, you have that going for you too.
For sure.
But the show that John has put together, because this is the first time that he's done this little marriage with Photo Booth Expo, is you've pulled out like every stop. You called every favor in. You called everybody you knew. And there's a lot of people.
There is. There is. The idea that when they said that we wanted to fill a bus, some people may think it was the short bus, but I thought, no, we're not stopping at the short bus. We're going the whole big bus.
I always thought that was why you invited me.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's going to be on the 24th. It's going to go till the 27th, and then everything starts on Monday. The first DJ track starts at like noon.
Yeah.
And then goes until 7, and then the next day starts at 8 and goes until 5.
5, yeah, I believe 5.
And the
Yeah.
next one starts at 8 in the morning and goes until 4. And I'm the MC, which means I have to be up every day at, oh my Lord, what did I agree to?
Turn Bill up.
This is going to be a really great show. There's names that you've heard of, some that you haven't. Ben Stowe, of course, we all know Ben. He's going to be standing on stage and chucking free gear into the audience. So if you're there, you better come being strong, and anything that doesn't knock you out, you get to keep.
So Ben, of course, will be kicking us off. And one of the things I wanted Ben to do, everybody knows Ben from his educational gear related, audio and lighting and all these training things.
Right.
But Ben actually has a softer side. And
yes,
what could be better to bring to a DJ convention than Ben Stowe?
In a dress.
No, but that could be awesome. He could pull it off.
Could be?
He could pull it off.
No, I've seen him pull it off.
Ben Stowe is a man of many talents. But the side that I asked actually Ben to come in and talk about is more of the personal side of the business, because one of the things that people find within their sales, and Bill, you've talked about this, is making that connection with your clients and making it more of a personal relationship as opposed to just a transaction.
Right.
And it isn't just in our realm, it is across the board. And Ben's going to actually come in and talk about that, how he has done that in his business and how that has affected what he does and how he sees others of us in our industry and how that all comes together where it has changed.
And I think that's going to be one of the most interesting parts of his presentation is seeing us from his perspective. And I hope he brings all of his love and charm and fun and honesty to that, because I really think the one thing that Ben brings to the table as a friend is he does not pull punches about how you come off to your customers and to the vendors that you work with.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it in a mean way. But I think it's going to be quite an eye-opening experience if Ben is able to stand up there and let us all know, hey, this is the way they're seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way I'm seeing you. And this is what I know you guys to be and what I know you can be. I mean, Ben's a pretty inspirational guy anyway, and he's really an interesting human being. And I know I've given him a lot of grief over the years about the fact that his technical knowledge gets in the way sometimes of the fact that I can't understand him. But that's just my way of kind of poking fun at Ben, because that's all I got. Everything else, he's just really great.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a really great way to open the show.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that because Ben has been with us forever. He was in Minneapolis when we were doing our shows up there, and it's been neat to watch his evolution as a speaker and a presenter. And probably the part that's the neatest is his warmth that comes from the stage and the connection he's able to make with the audience. That wasn't there when he first started. It's not there for many presenters when they first start. But that progression of that has gotten to that level where it's like, there's a handful of people that I wanted to open up. That's the show. And Ben was on that very, very short list, one of the first ones on that very short list.
Well, and that's another thing. You brought up the idea that, you and I have been doing these for a long time. And it has. I mean, that's one of the things I don't think a lot of people that are going to be coming to this or have heard about this know is John is he's a veteran of these DJ shows as far back as when Mobile Beat began doing shows. He and I were part of a small a DJ association here in Minnesota that grew to a pretty good size, and we did our own little conferences. And I came with ideas, but John came with the hard work. He really knew how to put together and produce a show, and his reputation grew to such that when other people were doing DJ shows or anybody was doing a show at all, they'd reach out to him. So the fact that you have decided to begin to do it again, which, I've been waiting ever since the magazine and the newspaper was doing so well. this is really exciting for me and for a lot of the guys who were around when we began this.
Oh yeah.
And there's been quite an evolution of how these shows go, and the kind of people who come to the shows and the kind of presenters that show up.
Yeah, it's definitely been an evolving situation, and it's good to be able to give back in that way with that educational content, and to be able to make those connections and to create that safe place to learn and grow, which not every educational experience out there is that. So
right. Well, and I know a lot of guys are looking at the people that are going to be speaking on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and there's names that a lot of us know: Ben Stowe, Glenn Roush, Dean Carlson, Dave Tournier, Jeremy Breck, and his wife Sarah, which pretty much means that Jeremy can sit in a chair and be quiet, because we don't really want to listen to him anyway. There's Mitch Taylor, Ross Axelrod. I talked to him a little bit on one of our interviews, and that was really interesting. And that was a name that a lot of guys hadn't heard of before. DJ Michael Joseph, who's one of the guys here on DJNTV, and of course Scott Favor. But like Rick Webb, now there's a name that not a lot of guys have heard from. Tell me a little bit about Rick and why you chose him and why he's going to be such a special part of the show.
Rick is very, very active in the YouTube world. Instagram and YouTube are his two areas. Rick's about probably early mid-20s. He's in that first, I think he's probably 24 now, 25, somewhere in that ballpark. So he's in that world that's come from doing the teen dances in that world, and he's moving into the weddings more. He's changed markets, has had to change his methodology of marketing and doing some different things. But he is in that area as our brides are for a lot of us who are doing weddings. And he's going to be able to come and talk to us not only as a working DJ who is doing the same thing, selling to these brides, but as someone of that age who utilizes the different social media and different tools out there to reach them. And he's going to be able to share some different things that he has seen, he has done, and he has experienced to be more effective in going forward and selling in that market.
Yeah, and communicating with couples that's one of the number one things I hear from guys that have their own businesses, whether they're single ops or they're multi-ops, whether they're old guys that have been doing it for years or people that are just beginning, is like, how do you talk to these people? How do you communicate more with today's brides? And it looks like Rick has some answers for us. I
think so. He's going to give a perspective. And for some of us out there that are getting into our 50s and 60s as DJs, we're going to look at what Rick says, and it's like, hey, I just can't make that work for me. And that's okay. Not everyone's going to be able to be comfortable making gig logs and to be able to do things such as that that is needed for those types of events or those types of people.
Well,
that's the cool thing.
We're going to have Brandon Stewart. Tell me about Brandon Stewart.
Brandon is a DJ from down in Texas who has taken his wedding DJ, and he also does a lot of proms and different school dances. But he's really diversified his business, where he now has a division he does some photography things and videography and such, but he's really kind of made that brand something big enough and he's now in demand enough where people are flying him in to do things at different locations around the world. So he's taken his Stewart Productions and blown the brand up. And that's what he's going to be coming in and talking about, is how he was able to do that to become, he's just a regular guy like you and I, probably way more talented than me, but he's
way better, more talented than I.
But he has, through some tenacity and some intelligent moves with his business and things, he's been able to have people fly him around and do different things with his businesses, and he's well respected with that. So having that experience and sharing his journey to that I think is going to be really valuable.
Yeah, and when DJ Superfly is going to be teaching a bit of a tutorial and playing for us that same day, the young man who's going to be with us today, he's just sick with the flu, but he'll be doing a Serato question and answer and a mixing session and a tutorial. That'll be really interesting to see. He's got quite the reputation, doesn't he?
He definitely does. He's a traveling DJ who has been opened up for acts across the country. He's based in Minnesota, and he has opened up in some of the bigger venues and such for different acts in Minneapolis, which is why I was kind of wanted Bill to talk, because Superfly is going to mention some venues, and I'd be like, oh, that's nice. And Bill would be like, you played there? It's like, it would be the First Avenue thing. Oh, yeah, I opened up at First Avenue. And I'd be like, oh, that's nice. Is that like next to 2nd Street or 2nd Avenue.
Yes, exactly. It's right next to 2nd Avenue.
You know, it's like, what's the significance? Anyway, so Superfly is going to be coming in, and the young man is just incredibly talented, and his knowledge of Serato is immense, and he's a great resource for those who are Serato users. He's going to be someone who will be able to help you, give you some ideas, tips. You can ask questions in the chill lounge. He's a great young man, and I'm excited to have him coming down.
One of the few big, groups or guys that can follow DJ Superfly too. You've got right after, you got Jordan Marshall and Big Daddy. We all know them, okay? And they're just going to blow the roof off the joint at 1 o'clock. Jason Jones, my old partner from the Entertainment Experience and with the Bill and Jason show that we had here on DJNTV for the longest time, and that's also on DJ Disc Jockey America. He'll be after that, and then I see Jonathan Simmons.
Yeah,
DJ Woo Pig. Tell me about DJ Woo Pig.
Jonathan is out of Arkansas. He is a DJ. Started out, and he's got a small multi-system. Mm-hmm. He is like that neighbor that everybody wants to have. He's just a good old boy that is
somebody who'll do my lawn. You mean
he'd give you the shirt off his back. He would help you carry the groceries in. He'd help you with your business, and to do things the right way. He's just a very generous, giving, loving type person who's going to bring that passion and energy, because he's absolutely gaga for the DJ industry and the business. I mean, he loves what he does as a full-time DJ. That's why he went and started this. And Jonathan's probably going to have some good tips and good ideas. There's no question about that. But just his excitement from the stage is, when we're done, we're probably going to want to run through a wall. When he gets all done, we'll be like, woo! I
love that kind of inspiration. That's amazing. And then after that, we're all going to sit in suspense between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, waiting for Nick Spinelli to ruin his career by using the worst language he cannot not being allowed to use, because you told him he can't even use the word of the title of his speech.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be watching him with a little censor button. It'll be really fun to watch.
Yeah, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out Nick Spinelli's, he did a little video where he pulled out
He does a lot of really great videos.
He does.
Go to his YouTube channel, man. They're really amazing.
Yeah, he does. He's got a lot of great content. The one he did with his 3 a.m. neighbor. What movie was he spoofing with that? I can't remember which. Anyway, yeah, Nick's he's a fun guy, and he's a mix. For those of you who aren't familiar, the guy's really good at the DJ side of things, and he's going to be spinning Wednesday night. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. He's going to be talking about social media and different aspects of it, because that's an area in which he's really good at. But yeah, the whole keeping it clean. So he had pulled out his thesaurus, and he was looking for different words to describe dung.
That's right. Well, that wasn't the word he was trying to do.
No, that wasn't the word he was trying.
The word. I can't. I could say it right now, but John, nobody watches. John, I mean, come on, just let me say it.
No, we can't.
Now after Nick, they're opening the exhibit hall, which is I love the idea. You guys are going to have the exhibit hall open from 6 to 9. A lot of guys, they want to get in and out of the exhibit halls. They don't want to miss any of the speakers. They also want to get into this. This is staying open till 9. So those guys that want to have a little dinner and come back, or they want to go into the exhibit hall and have a late dinner, they can still do that. So that'll be great.
What's interesting about how Rob does this is, and Rob, by the way, is the man behind the Photo Booth Expo. He was the producer. He's the guy who came up with the idea and has built a wonderful machine that at 5 o'clock, those who have a full show pass can get in. Then at 6 o'clock, it opens up for the rest of the show passes. Oh. And I didn't think last year that was going to be, it's like, it'll probably be, a few people. And then at 6 o'clock, when I walked out the door at like 2 minutes to 5 last year, there was close to 2,000 people in line. Wow. I have not seen that many people in line.
They must have known you were going to be there.
Well, I was leaving, so that's why they were coming. It was great. So there's this line of people. I've been to DJ Expo, Mobile Beat, all the different shows, and there's hardware show. None of these shows that have tens of thousands are there people lined up like that, ready, waiting to come in the door, down the hallway, down the escalator, back it's incredible. And so the doors will be opening, and we, as those of us who have the DJ passes, will be able to get in there and do our things. If you've got a full DJ pass, you can go at 5. but that would mean you'd have to miss the last few minutes of Nick's presentation where he thanks everyone for coming in and listening to his stuff.
It's his stuff,
because he's going to give us
that's what he's going to call it now. The stuff.
Yes, he's going to be giving us a lot of stuff.
All the stuff you didn't know instead of all that you didn't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so it's going to be a great evening. It's a good time to get in there. That's the crazy chaos and fun of a show. You're probably not going to get through all the exhibits because it's going to be too many people. But there's something about being in a room with that many people who are just a buzz, and everyone's got their cell phone out doing their thing and taking pictures, and there's some. Occasionally, there've been some celebrities walking around, which I don't find out about until the next day.
No, I know.
It's like, oh, did you know that Red Foo was there last night? What? Huh? What? Yeah, he was walking around.
Did you hear John Young left early? Yeah, can you believe it?
Shh.
So everybody's going to stay up, do Vegas all night long, and then they're going to get up early, and they're going to have breakfast with the Game Master, of course, Scott Faber. If you've not been a part of one of Scott's breakfasts, you're missing out. It's worth either staying up all night for or going to bed early. One way or the other, you should really come to the breakfast with the Game Master and Scott Faber. Now we're talking. I see Jody Harris is on this list. Another amazing person. I see that Mike Lenstra, of course, is on here. He's one of the writers and the author of a great book on this. Jason Klock, who I interviewed just the other day. Or no, I will be interviewing.
You will be,
very soon. And Tony Fernandez. But let's start with. I'm going to try to get through all these guys in the next few minutes. But Leo Ridge. He says about being super prepared. Top tips on his backup plans and fixing things and unthinkable problems. And I guess he's a master at this sort of thing. Yeah,
he's really coming in from the photo booth side. On Wednesday, what we're doing is instead of having two separate tracks, we're going to be combining into one room for Wednesday. So he's going to be coming in from the photo booth. He'll be talking about being prepared for when gear breaks down. A lot of the things he's going to talk about we can relate to because he might be talking about a printer that goes down or a computer that goes down, and it's not like we haven't had that.
Well, but computer, printer, mixer, controller.
It's all there.
Bad microphone. It all works, right? It all works together.
Yeah, like that time when my glass had a little drip on the bottom of it. I was I didn't know what to do.
Good thing you had that duct tape.
I had that water seal. And I stopped the dance. It's like, excuse me, stop the dance.
When you guys saw a boat with a screen on the bottom and you just painted that sucker till you could go out into the middle of the thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you can never be too prepared.
It's fabulous. Drew Walsh is a social media specialist. And he's comes from lots of different places, not just the DJ world. Tell us a little about Drew.
Yeah, Drew's going to be coming in and talking about different ideas and things you can use in the social media realm that really are either low cost or no cost when it comes to getting your name and brand out there. So basically, he's going to go in and break things down into things that if you want to just do a little bit, you can get in there and do some things and have some success. Or if you really are into social media, he's going to be giving you some additional tips or a lot of things that you could utilize. Some of us who are into social media, there's going to be some things that we already do, but there's going to be some new things that we haven't thought of. And I'm really kind of excited to hear someone else's take. I live in this world and I do this all the time, but that doesn't mean, if you can believe it, there was a piece of software that I didn't know about that Bill actually turned me on to. You can learn from anyone, even somebody who's technologically.
We're running out of time.
Look at that clock on the wall.
So after lunch, we're going to talk to Stephanie Ribkin's going to be here, and she's one of those karaoke hosts and karaoke businesses that in a oversaturated karaoke market in the whole world is still doing some amazing things to have a great business doing karaoke, right? Yeah,
that was actually I don't want to say surprising, but just to hear what Stephanie's been able to do and what she's been able to build over the years with her really truly a multi-system karaoke company. It was kind of a neat thing when she was talking about that. It's like, this is a story and taking her knowledge of what she's amassed over the last 5 to 10 years, because this is one of those little hidden questions that few ask in the chat room like they would tonight during our show, but they'll private message. They'll private message and they'll be like, "Hey,
it's okay.
Where can I get how do I do what?" It's like this little hidden in the back room thing with people who are doing karaoke. And Stephanie has she does this and does this at a very high level. And I wanted to have her come down and share some of this, because I think there's a lot of people who are into it or would like to maybe kind of up that side of their game.
I'm one of those people that would love to get back. I loved being a karaoke host. I loved putting together karaoke shows. I had all kinds of interesting and creative ideas, but when the market got so oversaturated and there were so many people that were willing to do it for nothing, I kind of went, well, gosh, how hard do I want to work for the pennies that I'll be making? And here's a person that can show us that she stayed with it and found the methods to be able to make it into a really viable business and still make money. I'm excited to hear from her as well. There's Mike Lenstra, who we all know because he's one of the guys who does a show here on DJNTV. He's got his own book. If you ever want to meet the guy in person, here's a chance to do that. Mike is pretty amazing. And then there's Jason Clock. Jason Clock from Pennsylvania, from what I understand. A very successful part-time guy and a full-time guy. And he's going to be wrapping up with a bunch of tips for the part-time and the full-time guy. And he's even going to be a Q&A session. So that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, you're talking about a successful person in a variety of different realms, not just in the DJ world, but he's been in doing different things throughout his life. And he's been there, done that. And there's so many times where it's just nice to be able to say, hey, how did you get there? And sometimes a person like that will give you that roadmap to move to a different level, whether that's...
Well, and he's been down so many roadmaps that, he doesn't have to go, well, try this and try that. He'll go, don't waste your time on anything except for do these three things and you got it.
And I want to, that was exactly where I was headed. You take those three things, and one of the things that a show like this will do is you're going to hear those three things from people who are a Jason Clock, a Glenn Roush, or whoever. There's sometimes when you hear those three things, you'll decide to yourself that, you know what? Two of those three I could do. That third one's probably going to be more than I want to do at this phase of my life or this stage of my life. And that's okay. Not everyone has to be a full-time DJ or part-time or whatever. It's one of those things that we can come to an event like this, and you're going to see a variety of different people at a variety of different places. You're going to have a Rick Webb who's at the beginning of his career. You've got a Jason Clock and Glenn Roush who are in the middle of their career right now. And then you've got a Mike Lenstra who is, and Ron Ruth and a few others who are getting towards the latter part of their career. You're going to get a variety of different experiences and abilities to pick minds of people who are out there and have been out there and find out, in essence, what's going to work the best for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And then the final day, Tony Fernandez, who is a great mix DJ, one of the best you'll ever see, and how he can give you an idea on how to actually use remixes with your mixes as well. Even while you're doing mobile stuff, even when you're not in the clubs. And if you're in the clubs, how to use them in a way that really creates something incredible and impactful, as opposed to just, let's just see if the beat matches, right?
And I think there's another, as we get into the DJs from our generation, we didn't think of remixes too much. I mean, yeah, they were out there, but
I did. I loved them. I thought they were the coolest thing ever. I just and they helped, because when I did work in the club world for quite a while, not only in the Minneapolis area but Detroit and out east, and I learned from a lot of guys that taught me a lot, and it was the beginning of things like Ultimix.
Oh yeah, okay? Yes,
and being able to all those things that we learned as doing it accidentally now are being built into the remixes for us. And we were using turntables and needles with quarters on them and things like that. So I think a lot of guys still think about it. A lot of guys still love them. I mean, the remixes for us become, I've been listening to this song forever, and now I have something that excites me again, right? Gives me a way to share something with an audience that I love, that might, to the audience, might feel overdone, yet I'm able to do some different things with the harmonics that I understand and the beat mixing that I understand, and the 4/4 counts and the 3/4 counts, to be able to be sure that I can make this something that really, really works and is unique. And if it isn't necessarily even unique to the audience, it can certainly be unique to you. But somebody like this, who's been doing it for a while, he understands that making a DJ go cool is one thing. Making an audience go wow is another.
Yeah, exactly. Especially an audience at a wedding specifically, is because we're mainly wedding DJs who will be here. That can be the trick, to utilize those things in a way that makes that wedding audience go, wow.
Right. Well, and one of the things too, before we go, I want to be sure everybody gets to it. We've got these great presenters, but we also have master classes on Tuesday and Wednesday. And there are, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
5 of them. Should be
7, 6. Wait.
Should be 5.
5. Sorry. I was counting paragraphs. Okay. So just leave me alone.
Yeah.
So we, there's good. I actually was going to do a master class, but I have to leave late on Wednesday for something else, so I wasn't able to do one. So maybe next year. But Ben Stowe, an audio masterclass. I mean, come on. You think you know your rig? Good for you. Sit in on Ben Stowe and find out what you don't know and get reinvigorated about the equipment you use. Mitch Taylor, talk about a guy who knows how to. He is a master in sales, and especially wedding sales, and in a world of digital. And people wanting immediate responses and not knowing how to communicate, this guy has found the ticket. And this masterclass is the thing to do. Projector mapping. Okay, Donnie Lewis. I talked to Donnie Lewis last week, and that was an incredible interview. And he knows something about using projectors at a wedding that will just blow your brain out. Okay, and be able to explain it to you in a way that'll make you make you want to do it. Make you want to do it in a real way. So the next day, I think there's Ron Ruth. Okay, he knows how to really wow his clients in the way he talks to them, in the way he sells them, in the way he presents. He's got a great master class. And then, of course, my friend and partner, Jason Jones. If you want to know something new about sales, you want to learn something about a conversation to have with your clients, it'll change the way you do sales, change the way people say yes to you, and take it away from a conversation of adversarial to a conversation of I just want to have your stuff. Jason Jones has got a great masterclass that you should be a part of as well. And the prices on these things, I think they're only like $100 a piece.
Yep,
right?
they're $100. And the cool part about it is whatever was the main seminar room at that same period of time, you're going to get access to the videos from those sessions that you missed. So you will not miss anything. You will have to wait a week to watch those other sessions.
So wait, now, if I leave the main room, you're saying, and I go to a master class, you're going to give me all the videos that I missed.
That is correct.
That's amazing.
Because we don't want you to miss that main seminar room. Once you've invested in that ticket, you're either going to be there or you're in a master class, and then you get that, because we want you to take that content, to take that and really, our little subtitle is Building Your Business in 2020. Yeah, that's why this event is designed the way it is.
And for a chance to have some really intimate time in a master class with names like Ben Stowe, Mitch Taylor, Donnie Lewis, Ron Ruth, Jason Jones, the $99 is like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys can put together workshops that'll make them thousands of dollars, and you're going to have a good 2 hours, it looks like, almost for every one of them, to be able to pick their brain any way you see fit in and around the workshop they've created. This is very, very valuable. You're going to spend $100 at a blackjack table, and that money's not going to come back to you like it's going to come back to you with these master classes.
For sure.
This is an amazing show, John.
Yeah, it is.
This is an amazing show.
Yeah.
How you're having an amazing show like this and want me to be a part of it is just surprising, really.
Well, we figured that we have to have everything balanced out.
Yeah, I'm gonna make every presenter look good, because I'll come up and say, now here's somebody smart.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Ben has requested that Bill wears a special hat for the first presentation.
Oh no. Look, Ben wears the dress. I'll wear that.
With hat. Oh, well, now that might actually.
I get to pick out the dress.
Okay.
I want to see some shoulder. And a lot of back. I want to see a lot of back.
A lot of hairy back. No.
Oh yeah, I want to have all the way down. I want to see, how you kind of see the crack of.
That's
the kind of dress I want to see on Ben Stowe.
No.
I want to see a J-Lo dress.
A J-Lo dress
on BS. Beasto. No. J-Lo on Beasto.
So I think the only thing we really haven't touched on is the
DJ. The fact we've gone over time.
The DJ. Well, we don't care about that. We don't care about that.
I got a life here, man.
Yeah, no, you don't. So anyway, the DJNTV chill room is the only thing we really haven't touched on.
That's right.
This is something that is new for this year's show. Well, obviously the whole show.
Refrigerated.
But it is something completely different from the other shows. That we're having a room that is set up. There's going to be a little, some lighting, ambient, just to make it a nice little kind of a lounge feel, where you can go in there, and even if you don't have the full pass, say if you just bought the exhibit pass, you can hang out in the chill room. If you have the photo booth expo pass, you can hang out in the chill room, or you can do that. So if there's a seminar
what's in the chill room?
It's basically a spot, with the tables and such set up in there and the chairs that say there was a question I had for you. This is someplace where we could go and you and I could sit down and we could talk for a half an hour and just hang out and be able to have those conversations instead of standing in the hallway and standing after about 5 minutes of that. It's like, okay, I can't stand anymore. This is, whatever. We can go, we can hang out, we can relax there. Down the hall is a little coffee shop. We can grab a coffee, come on into the chill room, and just talk shop. There's going to be some folks who are there pretty much the full time. Brian Red, that's where he's going to be kind of hanging out. Jay Brannon, they're going to be kind of holding court at a couple of the tables in there, talking
that's great.
Throughout the show. So there's going to be a lot of folks who will be going in and out, and some that'll be there most of the time. And it's just that time to get to know a lot of the DJs. Tuesday, Shaney's going to be in there and talking to people and such. So
DJ Shaney.
Yeah, she'll be coming in. We didn't talk about Wednesday night's party. Okay.
There's a party.
There's parties. We actually have parties. They're not on the schedule because these actually have come in here in the last probably 48 to late last week.
Well, I'm not a big partier.
No, I know that. So Monday night is the old person's party. We subtitled this Bill's Night Out. So Monday night is going to be kind of an 80s and 90s party going on. This will actually be happening in our DJNTV room. So we're going to be going to the round tables in there also, and kind of making this like a huge chill lounge for the evening. We're doing kind of an 80s, 90s in the background type music video show going on. And it's a time to kind of come in there and meet friends you haven't seen for a while, hang out, talk a little bit. I think we're going to be going from 8 to 11, somewhere in that ballpark on Monday night with that. The big party is happening Wednesday. That is the Photo Booth Expo party that happens in the showroom at South Point. This is a really cool, like a Vegas showroom, and we're taking over the whole space. And
you didn't ask me to DJ? You didn't ask me to perform?
Oh gosh, how could I have overlooked
put the big feathered thing on and been a showgirl? All of that stuff.
How did I overlook that missed opportunity?
Yeah,
I will have to.
Bill,
discipline
DJ Shaney.
So Wednesday night.
Come on, I'm hot too.
Yeah, sure. So Wednesday night, Jordan Marshall, Nick Spinelli, Nate Nelson, Shaney, and MJ are going to be spinning on stage Wednesday night during the Photo Booth Expo party. This is the big party. This one will have thousands of people at this party. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be loud. It's going to be, but it's going to be going on Wednesday night. And I think it's going from like 8 to 11, 8 to 12, something like that. We'll have the times and such as we finish hammering out. We literally just finished putting some of those pieces together this evening, actually, not too long ago. So Wednesday night's the big party. Monday night's kind of a chill networking, welcome to Las Vegas time. Tuesday night is kind of a night on your own. There are a couple of sponsors who have their own private.
Are you sure that Tuesday night in Las Vegas that anybody's going to find anything to do?
I don't think so. I really
think you should plan something, because
I think we should.
I think isn't Vegas dark on Tuesday night?
It is. But I think what we should do is we should plan a trip to the local library so we can all check out.
There you go.
We can check out.
Oh my gosh. Some time with the Dewey Decibel System on a Tuesday night. That sounds like an evening.
Would that be exciting? I mean, just think about it. We could just like roll dice and see what number came up on that, and that became our Dewey Decimal 3. And then we got to go find what book it is. And the first one I find is a book
with all of those stars, man. Some serious stuff up there.
Yeah,
that's some serious people on stage, man.
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna have to go practice my mixing if I'm going to get able to go up on stage with people like that.
You're going to have to work on your legs, so you got that.
No. They're waxed and they're painted. Trust me. Those boots I have, they make my butt look good. So I got that taken care of. That was taken care of. Plenty of plastic surgery and lots of time at the spa. But I told you I'd take care of it, and I did.
And you did. There we are. So, but yeah, that's kind of an overview.
I would love to end the shows by making John uncomfortable.
For information on the show, you can go out to djntv.com/show. That will take you right to the page where we have all the information. Tickets.
But you don't even have to do that, though, because you listen to this show. So just go to djntv.com/tickets. Buy the tickets.
Buy the tickets. Use promo code DJN.
They're like $25 right now.
Yeah, they're incredible.
They're nothing.
DJNTV Show 2020. That is the passcode. And that's the same passcode from beginning to end. That will be the passcode. If you get it now, the price is locked in at our current rate. It will be going up here at the end of the month. So,
but there's like a private passcode, right? There's like a secret one that you have.
No, this is the only one.
If people call you and they're nice to you, they can get the secret code that nobody has. It gets them like extra stuff. A spa day with Bill.
No,
right?
no. I'd have to pay extra for that. I mean, I would have to pay them to go to the spa day with Bill. So
right. Well, I'm hoping to get a partner. I need a friend. So get the code.
But we could go to the Steak and Shake afternoon.
Oh, yes.
Because they have their happy hour from 4 to 6 or whatever.
Steak and Shake. Yeah.
Steak and Shake happy hour at the South Point. I don't know who had the 4 o'clock seminar, but whoever it is, I'm just sorry. No one will be there.
Yeah, because we'll be.
We're all going to be over at Steak
We'll all be at the Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
I will be there with my new seminar, Battered or Not Battered.
The French
It's
fry.
mostly pancake batter when you first start out, but that's just for amateurs, really. I'm going to talk about really the good batter and how to really batter yourself so that, it is the newest thing. There's Instagram, there's Snapchat, and there's battering.
Battering.com.
Oh, don't
Hashtag battering.
Do not Google that.
Yeah, probably not so much. No, hashtag battering is bad. So,
all right, so this is going to be great, and we're going to have interviews like this tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday, right? And
we got a full slate this week, and next week we've got we're going to be almost every night. We're going to have somebody either on the photo booth side or on the DJNTV side, some of the speakers and presenters, so that way you guys can get a feel for what's going to be there. And
well, we know you guys really want to know more about these people before you make choices and stuff like that. And we're it's not going to be as silly and playful as John and I were doing. We're going to dig in a little bit so you can get an idea of who these people are and what they have to offer and what they are going to be offering. And tomorrow night, I can't remember who tomorrow night. I should look.
Jonathan Simmons. DJ
that's right.
DJ Woopig.
That'll be a cool interview.
Yeah, that should be fun. I think you'll really enjoy. This will be your first time experiencing DJ Woopig. He's a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. So
I'm going to do all his voiceovers for his mixes. Woopig.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it as well as he can.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I am a professional.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, this is good. Thank you for hanging out tonight, Bill. I'll be back in about 15 minutes, roughly. We're going to be over on the PBN-TV, the Photo Booth News TV channel. You can go out to YouTube. Go out to YouTube and you type in PBN-TV, or go to my Facebook page and there's the link for it. Eric Wilson's going to be coming on.
Your personal Facebook page?
Yeah, my personal Facebook page, which is out at facebook.com/JohnYoungMN. There's a link there for tonight's show. You can click it there. But Eric Wilson's going to be on with me, and we're going to be talking. He has a variety of different photo booth options and companies within his business, or maybe divisions of his photo booth company. That's what I'm going to say. So he's going to be able to share what works, what doesn't, which is one of the biggest questions photo booth owners or those getting into it are like, hey, which way should I go? Eric's been there, done that, and he's going to be a great resource for that in about 15 minutes.
Awesome. All right, man, I can't wait. And thank you again for doing all the work that you're doing to put together this amazing show. And I am as honored as I could be to be asked to host the days and the speakers, and then of course to come in and show those people on Wednesday night what a real entertainment is.
That'll be so fabulous. So thank you guys for being with us. We'll catch you in about 45 or 15.